Jeff, when Mrs. Noon gets here, you want to administer the oath to her first,
I can do that,
like you
yeah.
did with David?
Yeah, I've already sworn David in.
And within $90, I could have two people appraise the house and they bring exactly the selling cost.
What's that tell you?
Well, what it told me was when I was older and they said, what's the selling price? And I said, you don't need to know. I want to know what it's worth. I know what selling price is.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Graham, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Savage? All right, according to my phone, it's 5:30. What happened there, Christie?
It's just Jeff hitting the microphone.
Okay, all right. Okay, it's 5:30 p.m., March 18th. This is the March meeting of the Elwood Redevelopment Commission. I will call this meeting to order. New Commissioner Dave Abernathy has been sworn in. Once Mrs. Noon gets here, we'll do the same. Is it unusual for me to go ahead and continue on, Jeff? Are you okay with that?
But I think it's fine since we do have a
quorum
here today.
Okay. Let's start with the roll call of officials. Mr. Bob Savage.
Bob Savage here. Kim Murphy.
Greg Casada.
Dave Abernathy.
Okay, we have a quorum. We need tonight to nominate and
Mrs.
elect.
Noon is just now walking in. So.
Okay, all right, we'll stop for a moment. Hello, we're just starting.
My apologies.
Mr. Graham is going to administer the oath, Danielle.
Just want to raise your hand and read that out loud, the top paragraph, would be good.
Okay. I, Danielle Noon, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Indiana, as well as the ordinances of Madison County, Indiana, and the City of Elwood, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and diligently discharge the duties of Elwood Redevelopment Commission according to law and the best of my ability.
You're bona fide.
Out of breath.
Just need to sign that top line on the rest. Thank you, ma'am.
Danielle, welcome to the Elwood Redevelopment Commission. We're glad to have you on board. So we worked our way down the agenda to item number 5, nomination and election of a secretary. Since,
I make a motion for Mr. Casada.
okay, Mr. Casada has been nominated as the new secretary. Is there a second?
I'll second
A second by Mr. Abernathy. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. So, Greg, congratulations.
Thank you.
There'll be a car provided for you. Thanks for helping us out. Okay, we have a set of minutes to approve tonight from our February 18th meeting. I trust all of you have had a chance to go through that set of minutes. I'll let a few minutes go by, giving you a chance to ask any questions or offer any recommended changes. Questions?
Make a motion to approve.
A motion from Mr. Roby to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Noon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay, bills. Time to pay the bills.
All the invoices, the claims that are itemized on the agenda are the same as the actual itemization that I turned in. The total is on the second page, $23,523. So they're ready for approval.
I had a quick question on the barn and form
Any other questions on the claims? Okay, I'll be glad to entertain a motion to pay the claims in the amount of $23,523. Is there a motion?
I'll move.
A motion from Mr. Abernathy. Is there a second from Mr. Second from Mrs. Noon? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay, we move on to page 2. Under old business, the first thing I would like to do is recommend to the commission that we move item C up to the first item under business, under old business, and that is the ECDC offer to purchase the Flanagan property and proposed resolution agreeing to sale. Mr. Farr, I think you have this, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I have been designated to bring a message. Mr. Donahue, who all of you probably know, happens to be my father-in-law, but he specifically asked that I thank you for the opportunity that he had. He, to use his term, enjoyed it immensely and really appreciated the opportunity. And so on the telephone the other day, he'll be back in town Friday, but he's still in Florida. But he said, please make sure you say thank you. So get that recorded, and that's the next message I have. I tried to watch last month's meeting. You all look great on television, but you don't make a sound. I don't know how anybody ever picks up anything, because everybody walks over here and says 15 cents, and then they walk around here and does this and says $34.19, and none of it comes out here. So there's just some general advice, everybody. First time I'd ever tried to watch it, talk into your microphone. But the next thing that we have to do is just a message, and I had the pleasure today to accompany Mr. Austin to a real estate closing in Indianapolis today. Something that Mr. Austin and ERC put together, and I went along as the attorney with no useful function, as near as I know. But as of this afternoon, the Huntington Bank building has been sold. ECDC did get the matter closed. I will explain later, but two of the members of the council are here. It had to do with some foresight on behalf of the city council in granting an extraordinary tax abatement, which allowed everybody who looked at the building to say, okay, I can get my money back over a period of time. And I'll tell you this, if you've got an old building you want to sell or you want to unload, tax abatements are what you have to consider. Give somebody 10 years of a tax abatement, and they can get back some of the money that they're going to invest in repairing it. Now, it's not going to equal the sum of that's the mess of the Huntington deal, but it goes a long way toward it when you're talking about $60,000 or $70,000 of tax abatement. And so, as you all know, and I won't lecture you on tax abatements, if you ever want to know about it, I'll tell you, but tax abatements work for used buildings, TIF bonds work for new construction. Just remember those two simple things. A TIF bond is just a guarantee, but it does that. So those things aside, the reason I'm here, actually, and I appreciate being called up, is on ECDC's offer to buy the Flanagan property. We've submitted an offer for $450,000. We've put together, and I think I brought a map that all of you saw originally when we did this, a proposed project to put out there. We've got several people that we are talking to. We think that we're going to be able to put together a project very quickly. Actually, having bought two buildings, we have to put it together very quickly to get our money back. But what happens is that, and if you look at your meeting minutes from the last time, even though I couldn't hear it, I was able to read it, and Brian Cross came and explained to you what has to happen out on the east side. I'm not gonna go over what he said, he's an engineer. But the point is, the water line that goes out behind McDonald's, and we all agree that's where some growth, is simply too small for the future growth. So you're gonna have to replace a water line for the Flanagan property, but for everything else we do. We ran into this 2 years ago when we put the factory across the street, because there was initially a question, were they gonna have enough money, and you may recall this, was there gonna be enough money for the Wendy's when we went under there? And it turned out we didn't, but we had to do some things when we worked on that project. So in addition to that, the other thing he talked about, many, many years ago, ECDC put in a lift station for the sewage. The lift station, I think he says it's behind the McDonald's. As I recall, it was next door to it, but wherever it is, it's no longer adequate either. That's got to be replaced. And so we're proposing, the property's appraised at $400. We have offered to pay $450. We'll stand by the $450. The extra money will go back. You know, we're taxpayers in this community too, although ECDC's a not-for-profit. And so that will go toward that extension of the utilities or the lift station or whatever, and allow the community to develop the rest of the property out there. One of the things when the hospital was put in, or not a hospital, a medical facility, that also utilized more water. You're gonna run into it. I remember several years ago, meeting when we were discussing the corner to the southeast. What's gonna have to happen there is gonna have to be a loop of water, because it's gonna take even more. You all know what looping is. Take your hose in the backyard, bend it, you don't get water. But so, those are the things that are happening. We are fully prepared to take on the burden of doing a development. It's been sitting empty since it was purchased. This commission bought the property, tore down the building that was on it, did just some minimal environmental cleanup. ECDC's prepared to take it as it is. I will tell you the first thing that we will do is and that's going before the BZA, you won't do this, but a planned unit development. We think we have an agreement for a hotel. Whether it goes to the north end of the property or the south, we don't care. The rest of it will be a combination of apartment building or condominiums, perhaps some single family, and then along the road, commercial. But what does commercial mean? I can't tell you. Everybody would love to see Applebee's or whatever your favorite restaurant at that level is. But those are things for the developers to worry about. We're simply going to turn around and sell it. But one of the problems last time with the hotel, and I'll just be honest with you, why the deal fell apart, is the hotel needs about 2.5 to 3 acres, I think, or maybe it's 2 to 2.5, whatever. But the point is, the usable area out there is 10 acres. The other 4 or 4.5 is wetlands. It'll work for a parking lot, but you'll never get financing to build on it. So you got about 10 acres. Well, what the hotel said was, well, if we take 3 acres of it, what are you going to put in the other 7? So, well, we don't know. We're going to sell in the future. That killed the deal, because they said, well, what, you mean somebody could put a salvage yard there? Well, we cross our heart that won't happen. They weren't interested in us crossing our heart. So the first thing that we're going to do is we'll put together a planned unit development so that anybody going in will know, we don't know who's going to put it there, but that's commercial. We don't know who's going to put it there, but that's a hotel. I can tell you, we think we do know, but those contracts aren't signed yet, so I'm not prepared to do that. But that's what's going on out there. That's the reason that we've offered to buy it. ECDC is a nonprofit. We have no sources of income other than rent. And on each of the buildings we rent, we lose money every month, as you know, because most of these are either government agencies or charities. This one we would like to at least break even on. That is the goal, and maybe make a little bit more for another investment. But so that is the project. We're asking you to approve it, and if it is approved, we'll go to closing and start hopefully selling the first parcel of property. I'd like to see it done within the next 30 days, because that's when the first bill is going to come due for a mortgage and another property we bought. but, you know, that's up to the bankers to worry about how we do that. But if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to.
Well,
answer.
Mr. Farr, since I serve on the ECDC, I'm excited about this pending transaction, because right now the ECDC does not have a project.
True.
And we have not had a project for, as you know, a long time. So, to me, this transaction is kind of a no-brainer. The ERC gets $450,000, and the ECDC gets a project. And we have a company that's interested in working with us
That's true.
to develop that area. So, I like the whole idea, Mr. Farr. Sounds fine to me.
Thank you. And as you know, frankly, we put in a lot of work on it. Before we got here, before we made an offer to buy, we have to have a reasonably good basis to believe that we can get our money back and sell it, so because we have no other source of income. And we feel confident that now there's gonna be a project there. And I don't know whether it's been 3 years or 5 years, but we're all tired of looking at that dumb vacant lot.
Yeah.
And so, thank you for that. So if there are other questions or other comments, I'd be glad, on behalf of ECDC, although you could probably answer better than I can, since I'm no longer on the board, but.
Well, my point to the commissioners is, you just heard my feeling about this interaction. I think it's very positive for Elwood, it's positive for us, and it's positive for the ECDC. So please ask Mr. Farr any questions you might have before we vote.
Do you happen to have a estimate on what the running water and sewer to run those utilities would cost?
Well, no, to be honest, when I saw this, I wrote a memorandum to Brian Cross and said, have you done the numbers yet? And he wrote me back and said the initials, and I didn't know this because I wasn't involved when he was hired. Apparently their initial project was to lay out the lines, but not do a total cost. I'm not sure how you would do that, but so that is, I've asked him to get that to us as soon as we could, because I was hoping to have it for tonight. But Mr. Cross told me this week, or sent me an email, that the numbers have not been completed yet. So the answer is no.
Brian Cross did have the total project, all the necessary items that were considered from
Yeah.
the people that are planning to build from after you do the purchase. There's the other developer.
Oh,
Yeah, Brian had all the information, so he knows what he's working.
he is working on it. That's what he said. He just didn't have it finished yet, because it wasn't part of for some reason, that as I understood his memorandum, and he sent it to you too, that wasn't part of the project. The project was to design it, but not cost it. Okay? But that was my understanding, Bill. And if that wasn't what you understood, you can clarify that.
I think he's probably waiting for us to approve that.
Yeah.
Before he gives us a price.
Yeah.
Make a change if we wanted to change.
Well, and maybe that's what it was. He came here to say to you guys, as I understood it, and with a little bit I could hear it, says, here's the project we're talking about. You guys approved that project. Then he went back. I guess that makes sense. Thank you.
And he's been working with the fire chief and Glenn Murray, water utilities, right now, a lot.
As a matter of fact, the fire chief, as I recall from the TV, the fire chief was here, and that's one of the big issues. We have to have enough water to run sprinkler systems, and, you know, especially if you're gonna have a hotel out there. And, you know, so it is gonna take a lot more water. It's gonna take a lot more water the next project that we have, if everything goes like that item, and we have no interest right now in it. It would be north of on the other side of 37, north of the new factory. You know, I would think we would be looking at that. I don't know the status of the property, and I'm not implying there's anything going on. There isn't, but it's just such a logical place, and gonna take more water to go under the highway too. And so, water's the secret to everything. Is, you know, actually we're gonna have to have another well, I think, somewhere, but that's down the road. But we have those things. But yeah, that's the reason I don't have a number for you,
Anybody?
and don't even have a guess.
Any other questions for Mr. Farr?
Do we know, and it's not really for you, Mr. Farr, but anyone on the commission, because I know us three are new and weren't here when we purchased that property, what was the purchase price of Flanagan's when we bought it?
$450,000.
Oh, we bought it for.
That's how we
Oh,
arrived
okay.
at the number. We offered to give you back your money.
Okay,
She wants to know what the purchase price was that we purchased it for.
Wasn't it 450?
400,000.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, you purchased it for 4? Oh, okay, I thought you
400.
oh, that's right, you paid to then tear the building down.
We invested your other
Okay.
50 was going to the
Huh?
infrastructure, your other 50 was going to go into the
Yeah,
infrastructure.
as it goes to, because
I
I
know
knew there
it's-
was, I had forgotten I was involved in the purchase, but I was thinking the purchase was 450, but that's right. We tore down the hotel.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I know it's been discussed before about getting water out there, so
Yeah.
that makes, okay, okay.
Thank you. Any other questions? And I think we're at a point where we'll entertain a motion to approve this process. Anybody like to make that motion?
And it is a resolution number, Mr. President, the ERC 2026-03-01.
All right.
That's 16, so
Oh, four.
I had a copy of the resolution.
Oh, okay, I just put in the number. Gotcha, because this was a late comer.
So you're suggesting, Mr. Graham, that we can address the offer with the approval of the resolution?
That's correct. You got the offer to purchase, which is the form
Yeah.
that you can execute, but passing the resolution would effectively obligate the commission to execute the offer to purchase.
Then I will amend my question. Anybody like to make a motion to approve the identified resolution?
motion that we approve the resolution ERC 2026-03-04.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Roby. Is there a second to his motion?
Second.
A second, Mr. Abernathy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Good news.
Thank
And-
you.
And please, on behalf of the commission, I want you to reciprocate and thank Mr. Dunahan for all the years of service he has provided to this body for a long, long time. He's a valuable asset to this community.
I'll be glad to do that.
I will also attest, when I spoke to him, he said the same exact thing, and I haven't spoke to the council yet, but I did let him know that we are looking into potentially doing some type of a little recognition for him on the council.
I assume either Friday night or Saturday, depending on what time he gets in, I'll have the opportunity to have dinner with him. And so my wife will remind me to carry that message for him. And I want to thank you. It's always a pleasure when I come up, and don't sit over there when I'm out here. I'm always approaching with some kind of project, and I want to thank you. And I want to thank you for the work you did today on the Huntington Bank building. That should be in the record.
Well, I want, on the record, I think it's important for Peggy and Danielle to know, Jerry Dunahan still swings an awful mean 5-iron. I have no idea how old he is, but he's still good at golf, so anyway. Thank you for allowing me to do that. All right, back to old business. The next is item A. The original item A is the Callaway Park Storage Building discussion. So, I'm going to call upon my friend Tim to help me in this discussion. Clay Creekmore, as you know, is the park superintendent. And probably the latter part of last year, before we got into the Christmas season, he was talking about storage restrictions for Christmas decorations at the park. And he had the idea of, help me out here, Bill, I think completing an existing lean-to into a storage facility. And having seen the facility, and if you went through the park this past December, you know that we have 455 million Christmas decorations scattered throughout the park. So to me, it makes good sense to help him out. And so, Tim, I think you passed out a quote from somebody, I don't remember who it is offhand.
2 of them.
Okay. Can you run through those quotes for us, Tim?
Sure. As Tom mentioned, it is a lean-to on his existing building. Nothing fancy. He didn't need any electricity. He didn't need concrete. He just needed a place for storage. No heat, nothing. So, we did have 3 quotes coming in. The certified Amish outfit from up north, but they're not real familiar with municipalities, and they never did get back with the other one, so the third one ended up being a no quote. You can tell these two here are really close. I think the reason they're so close is when you have a bare bones building like this, you ain't got a lot of wiggle room. So that's the reason I think they're so close, but if anybody got any questions, I'd be.
I like the fact, Tim, they're both Elwood
Yeah.
businesses, and that's important.
Have you gone through these and make sure they're comparable?
Yeah, Greg can help on this too.
I'm sorry, Greg, have you looked at this?
Yes, I reviewed them, everything for the most part, all is pretty much the same. The only thing which he's still under on Wolf's was that he still had a service door on there, even though he was supposed to remove it, so I see even if we had that man door removed, it would actually be cheaper because he doesn't have to frame out another door and have another door installed.
Yeah.
But, other than that, everything else seems to be, identical.
Good, good. Okay.
That bid's a little bit cheaper anyway with the door.
Yeah.
So does that mean, so there'll be a garage door and there won't be another door?
Correct, so all he needs for storage, when we had originally talked to Clay, was they just wanted a manual, lift door, so they can just open it, put everything in, so there's no power or anything being ran to that part. So, there won't be a man door, there's no need for just a service walk-through door.
I was just thinking safety in my head, so it's fine, okay.
So the bottom line is, what Mr. Wolf is proposing is satisfactory to Mr. Creekmore in terms of what he needs.
Yeah, both of them are.
Okay.
Tim,
Okay.
And Clay didn't actually need the service door, but that is the cheapest bid with the service door.
Yeah.
Probably go ahead and leave it in there. I mean, it is rated for, it's on kind of like the backside hidden, break-in issues, stuff like that.
It would be convenient.
Yeah.
Bill, do you have a question?
I just wondered, you said, you're talking about a lean-to? I just talked to Clay 2 days ago, and he was talking about a freestanding building.
It's three wall. It's freestanding, but it's, the fourth wall was actually Clay's existing north wall.
That's not what he
Yeah,
told me, so
it's attached.
he said it was his building, you got the gas pumps, and then a separate building. That's what way he explained it to me.
There's gas pumps are to the north of the building.
Yeah, so it's, the gas pumps are would be in between the two buildings. So I just wanted to make sure you had talked to Clay, what he's thinking.
Yeah. We had talked about that, but with that open session stuff in there, it was gonna be kind of a pain. So hooking it to it, and he just didn't want a door through there, because he didn't want people in there,
Well, okay, that's
Yeah.
what I was getting at. You talked about it, and then you went back to this plan, so that's fine. Whatever you guys decide.
Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the proposal from Wolf Construction LLC?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Mr. Cruzado has made the motion. Is there a second to that motion? Second from Mr. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Tim and Greg, for your work on this. Okay, the next one I have is the Valentine Building. Bill, I'm gonna let you carry the ball on this.
That's actually Christie.
Christie. Sorry, Christie.
That's okay.
Share with us what you need to share.
Good evening. So, at the last meeting, obviously, the mayor talked about proposing that we seek information on demolition costs. In the meantime, I have had a couple of businesses in Elwood reach out to me that still wanted to see it. I asked the mayor what his thoughts were. He said, go ahead and show it. One of the businesses is very interested in it. They did come back. It would be kind of a split business, one business on one end sorry that I did not get with you. I'm still willing, I will take you out there anytime you want, we'll get together and I'll take you out there. Danielle, if you wanna go out there and see it, you're more than welcome. But today, the mayor had been in contact with IDEM, and he got in contact with a company called C&E Environmental, they were out of Terre Haute. And so today I met Cindy and her husband out there, and they completed the asbestos their inspection. She said it's gonna be 3 to 5 days for them to complete their report, and we should have a report back within a week, or 3 to 5 days for them to get the results back, and then she should have a report to us in about a week. So that's kind of where we are on the Valentine's building.
So is it fair to say that we can't sell the building to anyone until the environmental inspection is done?
What we've been told is you can't open up the bidding and stuff until we get that report back, is that correct?
We could sell it as is.
You can sell it, right?
You can sell it.
You can sell it, but you can't start the bidding, like you can't.
Yeah, demolition can't be done without knowing how much,
Yeah.
if there's any
So
asbestos.
we didn't have an environmental report when we bought it?
There was an environmental
We
report, but
did
it
phase
didn't.
1 and phase 2 outside, but on the ground testing, not
Mm.
inside. Because we weren't thinking about demolition then.
Is the building or the business that has more interest in it now, have they been inside of it,
They have.
seen it? Okay, so they know what condition it is.
Right.
So there's interest, they just haven't really said anything.
There's not an interest in $375,000 plus however much in cleanup that they would have to do just to get it to the shell that they would need in order to start constructing what they need for their particular businesses. And that's pretty much been the general consensus all the way
Correct.
through with
I mean,
everyone.
I think, that's fair with most of these businesses, is they're looking at how much they have to put in to get it to where they want it.
Right.
And that's understandable, and that's the reason we were looking at, okay, if we demolish it, we would at least be able to recover more selling the lots rather than trying to come down so much on the price to compensate one of these businesses.
Did we have an appraisal when we bought it?
You had to-
Yeah, 2 of them, it's the average of 2 appraisals,
Was 300 and some thousand?
370,000.
Okay.
Quite frankly, Greg, early on, we kind of lost our way with the Valentine building. And I mean that from an amateuristic perspective. We were too gung-ho to buy it, and we didn't think through the full implications of why do we want to buy it? And what's the condition like on the inside? And I will confess, I did not go through the building prior to us purchasing. If I had, I may have taken a different tack. But I know that if the building ever is gone, the acreage out there will be valuable for some form of development.
Correct.
Yeah, so.
Have we gotten any bids on what it will cost to tear down?
We can't do that until the.
We can't do,
We can't open
okay,
Remember the
gotcha.
asbestos.
I thought you meant we couldn't open the bidding like for stuff.
Well, anybody that's been interested in it they want to do something with the inside. Have we had any estimates of what it would take to do what they want?
When they walked, okay, for example, the company out of Hamilton County that I was pretty confident might put in an offer. What they figured is the price for them to purchase the building would have to be around $150,000 instead of $375,000, which is what we're asking. Would have to be around $150,000 in order for them to be even with where they could go over closer to 69 and get something equivalent that they didn't have to put all that. But it was gonna take that much in cleanup and gutting and all that stuff just to get it in, sprinkler systems, there was all kinds of stuff. But there's been a lot of interest in it, it's just, it's a lot in there.
Do we know, is that building, does it have city water ran to it? No? So is that another
Is it in
problem?
Could be.
Is it in
Those particular people from Hamilton County, they actually, they had a local company come out and tell them what it was gonna cost to, do a bunch of steps. They were really interested, but then when they started putting the numbers down on paper, it just didn't make sense and it was primarily because of the amount of cleanup. And if you ever go in there, it is kind of reminiscent of going in a backyard and seeing where kids have went, I wanna build a fort here. And there's like
It's been a long time.
2x4s, so they've just taken, I wanna have a storefront here, and so they've just built this, and there's a lot of,
Chrissy, Dave just asked me a good question. Is that building inside the city?
Yeah, it is now.
It wasn't.
it wasn't.
Okay, it is now.
Yeah, I think we annexed it.
Okay.
So then it would need water and sewage both, or does it have septic?
It has, but
That's,
it's septic, but like I said, they had contacted one company, who contacted a local contractor and asked them, to give them a quote on what it was gonna take to get, I think they're gonna have to run it around, like, by McClure somewhere.
Christie, thank you for the update on the Valentine building. Okay, we'll move on to new business now. Brady, this is your turn, so welcome, glad to see you again.
Thank you, yes. My name is Brady Rogers, I'm here with 3D Financial Group. You guys should have some paper in front of you. Do you have, if you can pull up the one that says April reporting requirements on the front of it. We're gonna go over that one today. Shouldn't take too long. Basically what this one is we just kind of are doing an overview of everything that happened in 2025. So page 2 is just your table of contents. Page 3 here, this is just the annual reporting requirements that must be completed each year. So we're going to be doing the first one there prior to April 1st. So we'll go over this. We do have to have a copy of this provided to the city council. And then I can work on getting everything uploaded to Gateway for you guys as well. So once we're done with this, I can work on that tomorrow and get everything updated, and then you guys will just have to submit it. So page 4 here, this just gives us kind of an overview of the RDC. This has all the members, and if there were any changes throughout the year, we have their term beginning date as well as their term end date listed there. Has your employee information, local council, as well as the overlapping units. And this also should look very familiar because this is based off of the financial update that you guys get monthly. So page 5 here, this is just your different TIP allocation areas. We have the name of the redevelopment plan, we have when everything was adopted, we have the description of the area, as well as if the area has an expiration date when that is. Page 6 here, so this is just a monthly cash balance. So this is how much was the beginning balance there. That was what you started with at the beginning of the year 2025, and then each line is for the month that you see there. So you can see how much revenue was brought in each month. You can see any capital outlays that went out, as well as when your debt payments took place and if there were any fees for other services and charges. Page 7, so this is going to be a breakdown by fund. So this is Fund 4445. Same thing, it's got your beginning balance there listed. This just kind of has all of the revenues and capital outlays and expenditures kind of just separated based off of their categories. So you can see that there was miscellaneous revenue, interest, Bison Ridge band payback, as well as your TIP revenue collections. Then you have underneath that your different capital outlays. Debt payments are below there, and I did go ahead and include the bonds that way you can see what was paid on each one. And then you have your total spending, and then at the bottom you have your year-end balance. Page 8 and 9, or I guess I can go over 8. 8 is going to be the same thing, just for the Bison Ridge allocation area, Fund 4446. You have your beginning balance, the TIP revenues that were brought in. It has your expenditures there with the debt payments, total spending, and then the year-end balance as well. Yes?
Well, when I look at this, the individual districts don't have to be profitable. Or is it just a whole thing together? Because you've got a negative. You spent more than you took in on that one project, I guess.
Oh, for like having a deficit? Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of up to you guys as far as, how you're spending the money. But yeah, it's kind of, you have access to all of the different funds, so you can look at it as one big one.
The accumulation of it all together needs to be in a positive, not necessarily each individual.
Yeah, and if you, it's okay if you have a deficit, if projects come up and you guys have to spend more than you bring in, you're completely able to do that.
Are we talking about Bison Ridge?
I'm looking at Bison Ridge right now.
That's this money be getting paid back to the main Elwood TIF that was advanced?
Yeah, so under other services and charges, you can see Fund 4445 reimbursement. So that money was just being switched over to the previous page.
Okay.
So it's kind of a transfer
And the
within.
big picture is in the projection in the other document.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I wasn't gonna go over that completely, but we can flip through it just so we have some new people just to kind of get you guys familiar with it as
Well,
well.
it's confusing.
Because it shows that it's gonna pay its own way in the future.
Okay.
For a
Any
while.
questions on Bison Ridge or any other questions? Okay, New Horizon allocation area, same thing, we have our beginning balance, the tip revenues that were brought in, if there was any spending that's listed there, as well as then the year-end balance. So on that one, all of the funds that are being brought in are being paid on that New Horizon project. Page 10, Townhome Square, that one didn't have any money to start the year. They received a little bit of revenue, nothing crazy. There were no payments out of that one, so you can see the year-end balance there.
Which project's that?
Townhome Square.
Townhome Square.
What is that? I don't know. What
Ninth Street.
Over here? Oh, okay.
Ninth Street.
No, Ninth Street?
Oh, nice.
Townhome Square is Ninth Street. This is 10.8 over here.
This is which one?
10.8 square.
10 place, okay.
Okay, on
Trying to
page,
put some names to the project.
yeah, there's a lot going on. It's kind of hard to keep track of them sometimes. Page 11, this is gonna just be the property proceeds fund, 44450. So this is going to have some interest that was earned as well as property sale. That's where the funds went for this one. And then we also had some capital outlays for like mowing, supplies, things of that nature. So then you can see the beginning or the ending year balance there. On page 12, so this is going to show the different outstanding bonds. It shows their final maturity date. It does show the amount that was outstanding at the beginning of 2025, as well as the amount that was paid in 2025. And then the remainder of this is going to be the parcel list for each of the different areas. So at the top of it, it'll say which area it's a parcel list for. So I believe page 13 and 14 are going to be for the Elwood allocation area. 15 is going to be, 15 and 16 are Bison Ridge. 17 is New Horizon. And then on the last page, that's the parcel list for the Townhome Square.
So if one of you seasoned veterans tell me on page 12, which project is like Bison Ridge, is that the apartment, is that at the golf course? Okay.
Yes.
And the New Horizon is the apartments? Anybody?
What was
Apartments on Ninth Street.
That's the
What about
That's,
New,
no, that's down.
No, that's Townhome.
what's New Horizon, Bill?
Oh, New Horizon. What is it?
We took out $1 million, $2 million worth of debt.
Was that Ninth Street? No, he said that's Townhome.
We're talking about New Horizon.
You, Christie, do you know what New Horizon is? Apparently
Maybe
that's
that is community.
10 Plate Square is New Horizon.
That's the thing, like,
10.8 square is New Horizon.
Oh,
so
okay,
that's the one over
right
here.
over here.
Okay, thank you.
Make sure to delineate that better next time.
Yeah. And then, if you wanna flip through, I mean, we can look at the, financial update, just so I can kind of explain it to you guys a little bit. It's gonna look very similar. Page 3 is gonna have the RDC overview. I'm gonna have to update that after this meeting, now that we have new members here. Page 4 is gonna be the same. Page 5, what this is showing is this is going to be the monthly claims. So this changes every month based off of, the report that's sent to us showing the funds coming in and out, depending on what it is. And then page 6, so this is gonna be also similar to what was in the April report. It's just we highlight it per month and the rest are projections. So you can see February was highlighted, so those are accurate numbers of what was spent or revenue that was brought in through February. And then everything else below is just projected.
Were you the one I talked to on the phone? called somebody for reading, I don't know.
I'm not sure, it might have been Matt.
Okay. Well, anyway, they did a good job. And when I got the paper in front of me and he's talking, I understood it all.
Yeah,
And then 6 weeks later, I'm
yeah.
still not sure what's going on.
Yep, so if you look at page 7, this is gonna show, it's gonna have a very similar to what's in the April report, but this one includes actual data for previous 2 years. It also has our projected values for 2026, our actual values through the end of the month, and then we have our projections for 27 and 28 as well. And we do that for each of the funds.
So are we projected in 07 or 27 to get more money or less money than in 26?
It looks like a little bit less.
Excuse me, that is,
A little bit less is what it's showing right now.
and it's, which line item is that?
If you look on the left where it says tip revenue collections, it's the third one underneath of revenues.
What page are you on?
Page 7. And we usually put those pretty conservative. I mean, that's gonna all depend on, you know, what the incremental AV is doing, but.
Okay.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, once you kind of figure out how to read through one of them, the rest are all set up the exact same. Previous year's information, projected for 26, current information, and then projected for 27 and 28 for 2 years out. And then same thing on the very last page. This is showing the debts that are outstanding. It shows the final maturity date, outstanding amount as of the beginning of the year, as well as the amount that's been paid in 26.
Bill, does this need to be formally approved tonight as a presentation from Mr. Rogers, or this is just information?
I just have to present it to you guys, and you have to provide it to the city council, and then I'll work on getting everything uploaded to Gateway, and we have to have that submitted before April 1st.
Okay, so no authorizations required. Brady, thank you so much.
Submitted by April 1st?
On Gateway.
Well, our council meeting's not until after April 1st.
This council can receive it up to April 15th.
Okay.
I just have to put it on Gateway before April 1st. Yep. Any other questions for me?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your time. Okay, Commissioners, I'm going to change the agenda again. Under new business, we're going to add letter C. Mr. Mike Pelzer is here this evening to discuss a proposed project. Mr. Pelzer, I'm sorry you had to wait so long.
Oh, that's all right.
Glad to have you here tonight. So if you want to identify yourself and your associate.
So my name is Michael Pelzer. I was here in the January meeting, I believe it was. This is my business partner, Andy Rosen. Our other business partner in this adventure, Wes Likens, wasn't able to make it this evening. So in the January meeting, I informed you guys that Rope LLC, which is the combined company of our businesses, was proceeding after a CDL testing site for the city of Elwood. Well, as of last Thursday, we was awarded the CDL testing site, provided that everything works with the old state plating property. So, at this point, I guess we are, if you haven't been out there, we spent a better part of 2 days of about 12 hours apiece cleaning it up. We had a meeting with, Mr. Savage was there, so, I don't know, there was probably 25 people out there, wasn't there? There was a bunch of us, so.
10 from the state.
Yeah, there was 10 people from the state and the governor's office and all there. There's several from Elwood. Of course, us was there. Some support from Chris Turner from Red Gold. They're looking forward after. They really want this in the town too. So I guess we are here to see if we can work a lease agreement out on the property and what you guys would like to see and what we would like to, how we can work something out to get this moving forward.
So, do you have a business plan
We do.
that we could see?
We haven't put it together, but we can put one together for you, get it to you whenever you want. I mean,
Okay.
so our business, basically, a rundown of our business plan is, this is only a testing site for the state of Indiana. So To break it down for you, if you don't have a CDL, it would be like going when you were 16 years old to get your driver's license, and you had to go to the B&B. So you had to go through and do your walk around of this vehicle, do your driving test. Well, in the state of Indiana, there was only 11 of them, I think, in the whole state of Indiana to do CDLs. So we were awarded to be able to do it here in Elwood. So anywhere of the age of 18 and older is allowed to take a CDL test. So that being said, they changed the laws in August of 2025, or 2024, sorry, that you have to have almost 100 hours of schoolwork. But the school and the testing site cannot be the same thing. So the testing site is one side of it, the school is the other side of it. So our large business plan is, I talked to the mayor and Mr. Graham, that we would be interested in potentially renting some of the National Guard Armory building off of you guys as well. We would like to turn that into a school and potentially a physical, like a CDL physical spot where we could have your employees of Elwood, the buses, CDLs, drivers from Red Gold, anybody that wants to come to the school, they can get their CDL physical done at that time, then proceed into the school. If you already have your 100 hours of schooling, then you could go on to the testing site. But it would be also available for anybody that in the state of Indiana to come to this testing site to take it. So that's an over a 30,000 foot view over our business plans.
So what is the status of the armory? Is it for sale?
I have no idea.
I don't think anybody really knows is what I was told. So
It's
it's kind of,
Nobody,
Nobody can get
the
an answer.
mayor maybe knows more than anybody.
Yeah.
I was told that they're doing some Heinz Careers Centers in there, some classroom, because they're running out of room at the Heinz Center, but I don't know, so.
They've got alternative schools in there right now too.
Well, if the parking lot or the school at the Armory doesn't work out, I want to rent a building in, or buy a building in the town of Elwood to have a schooling, have a CDL physical site, and then just go straight to the testing site. It only makes sense if you have a schooling, you have to have trucks and things for them to practice on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to have a testing site with the trucks and things for them to practice on. So if you bring in 10 students a month to take this test, or to take this schooling, you could practice with your trucks there and your trucks at the testing site at the same time. So it's just, I think, a very well thought out business model, and it's desperately needed. I mean, you guys in Elwood only have one CDL driver for your whole fleet of vehicles that you have for the state, or for the city. So school bus drivers needed. I mean, we have a lot of people pushing for it. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you have to put up any structure out at state landing, or would it just be?
We are going to bring in a job trailer, either a, we're looking at several different ones. I mean, that really bases upon, we don't want to break the ground on it because of the environmental problems. So if we can go without breaking the ground on it, or if we can get an IDM report where we can trench into power or trench into water, the sewer for it, but still not break any ground and put any foundation or structure in around on the ground. So it would be a job trailer like you see on the construction site, or a shipping container turned into a job trailer. The Amish she sheds, I guess, is something to that neighborhood where it's not actually
built on or
it's sitting on it.
it's
Yeah,
just,
and the state has, as part of the testing site agreement, they have fairly specific requirements that it has to be ADA compliant, has to have a private walkable roof because of confidential information.
Waters, bathrooms, men and women, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to it.
How's the hookup for water out there?
Fortunately, I own Kevin's soft water, so I can bring all the drinking water in, and then I own Jack's water, so I can bring in all the bulk water if I need to. So I have water supply because we haven't been able to, we did find the water locations out there, but we wasn't able to, nobody has been able to give me an idea whether we can put a sewer. So at this time, we were gonna put a mobile office in, pay for Port Johns, and bring in our own water at this time. Yeah.
Because ideally, they wouldn't be out there that long, they're just doing testing.
Yeah, but the state requirements require us to have all that stuff on the facility, and then we will have a full-time employee either on site there or at the schooling that's scheduling stuff for something to be there. I mean, there's a big long list of requirements. Bill was in the meeting, it's very fenced in, whole 9 yard safety, tape, caution, and then it's audited very, very frequently by the
So
state.
there's,
And the federal, and the Fed side too.
there's a lot of specific information that will be needed.
Okay.
Just like we've been told not to disturb the soil at all.
Right.
So how do you put a sewer in without disturbing the soil?
Yeah, that's what we don't know, that's why when we started this, we needed to figure out what we could do with IDM and try to figure out the water.
Well, you got the cardboard, you guys need, like you said, a plan. We need the plan, you need to have that plan to show IDM what you're gonna do, and other people too, so.
Well, up until Thursday, Bill, we didn't have the approval by the state, and I'd already worked out a couple $1,000 on cleaning it up, and I didn't wanna go forward. I guess I'm in front of you guys asking you if it's feasible for me to continue to go forward, and then I'll put a lot more money into doing this, but, I gotta have
That's what I was
AEP out.
getting at.
Yeah, I gotta have AEP out there to tell me where the poles need to go, or underground,
That's
vice versa.
exactly where I was going,
But then again, with AEP, I don't know if I can, if they wanna go underground, then we're back to the IDM situation again.
Are you looking at the entire site?
No, I'm looking at about 4 acres, is all I'd like to have, is
All
just
the concrete area, or?
not even really concrete area, not in the front part, in the back part, where the, old employee parking lot was, yeah, and actually the employee parking lot, and, sorry, that thing's making noise, but employee parking lot and just the back part behind the building is what I was looking for.
Well, there's no doubt there's a need for CDL training
For sure.
in this area. I saw it firsthand when I was with the school corporation for bus drivers.
Yeah.
And Bob used to work for Red Gold, I'm sure he can attest to Red Gold's needs, so. I guess I'm looking for advice, Mr. Graham, Mr. Savage. What can we say tonight I want to encourage them to do what is next best in their interest.
Well, this is a property that, it was a dream quite a few years ago that at some point it would be used by the city for productive purpose. And the cleanup has gotten to the point where we're, I think, right on the doorstep of being able to do something. I think it'd be fair to say, and gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're just looking that this group, the commission is not unfavorable to your plans to use the property. And if that's the case, a non-binding vote here today, I think, is what they're looking for, is if this is something that the commission would consider for use of this property in the future. Because, Mike, how soon are you trying to get this going? Michael?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's
It's
all right.
driving me crazy.
We do have to keep people off balance.
No, I get that. No, so, when we were out there, I asked that very question, if we were awarded the project. They said that we would not be open before July. So, if they said yes that day, it was not even gonna go before July, so, we already have to, April 11th, I have to go to an instructor. I've had CDL for 30 years, but I gotta go through their instructor course, and then, there's a lot to it. And we have to get the buildings, and we have to get everything to go, so.
what I was getting at was for the commission to approve you to move forward with your due diligence. I use the word due diligence.
Okay.
Is that good? So they're going through a due diligence stage in their project, figuring out what they can do, what needs to be done, and if we just say they can go ahead and do that, I think that's what you're at least looking for.
Yeah,
To make it operational. Do you have to have both the testing and the testing, the school and the
Okay.
testing site, I don't remember what they were called, operational at the same time, I would
No,
assume? No?
they're different. One's federal, one's state. The school's
Okay.
federal, the other one's state.
Okay.
Okay, do we own the whole area out there?
Yes. Redevelopment Commission does.
26.2 acres.
So is this something, Mr. Graham, that you can work with them on potentially developing a lease that
Absolutely.
we would come back to us?
I think the lease would be the relatively easy part. The difficult part will be on these guys with the issues that digging into the ground. I mean, that thing has been, we've been cleaning that property up
Stuff go
for,
through Bill to them or through them to us?
say that again.
Well,
Tell them we need to do, or they need to do.
No idea, because we're in the involuntary remediation program.
Right.
The Elwood Redevelopment Commission, City of Elwood. Damon Ridley's our coordinator, and then we have Sesco Group is our consultant.
So will you go through him to find out what they need to do?
Yes, I sent an email out, I don't know if you were on that, about Damon Ridley and information he would need. But
I didn't see it, I don't think I was CC'd on that one, the last one I seen was.
it was I just used the mayor's email, you were CC'd on it with the mayor.
I'll have to go back and look through my emails.
I just piggybacked on the mayor's email, I thought you were on there. I mean, your name,
It could have been on there, I'll have to go back and look, but the one I got, I didn't have.
did you get the one from the mayor where he told us that you had received the award? Were you CC'd on that?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe-
But then I called him and asked
He
him.
might not have your correct email.
He does have it because I received an email from you, 2 days ago, I think it was, when I asked him if we figured out anything on the water or the sewer or even the lease.
Yeah, you
or
gotta
any
get
of this,
going.
so.
Does Glennon not have any knowledge of the water out there?
They do now.
Oh.
They turned the water on, it looked like Old Faithful out there. There was like a 10-inch pipe that come out of the ground. It was very nice.
So we could grow grass and water the grass.
There was just a pipe that when
I know there
it
was
was
water.
cut off and it was just flush with the ground, nobody would know where it was because it was part of inside the building and it was probably the sprinkler system for inside the building and it just went everywhere, so.
Okay.
Well, like Glenn, I explained part of the problem was the water was inside the buildings, even the meters. And then when they did the demolition on the building, they just tore it out and tore the pipes off. Didn't cover the pipes that were.
So I don't think the water or the sewer is the issue to get going. The biggest thing is just the power. And AEP was just out there a few weeks prior to us going out there cleaning on it, and they cut the poles off because the poles were not being used. So hence to say, if we could have had the poles there, we could have probably used the power and not had to worry about anything with IDM. Just
So
let it
they
continue.
severed the poles,
Cut them off.
cut them
the
down,
ground.
yeah,
Yep.
Something about recovering inventory.
yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they decided to do that.
Right.
Well, I'm encouraged by this business plan, this business model. There's no doubt that this is needed in this area. So if it's okay with the commissioners, unless you disagree with what I just said.
No, I mean, I personally would love to see something out there. It makes me sad to see it empty.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, I think I think it'll put Elwood on the map.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else around here. You can go to Muncie, but other than Indianapolis, Muncie, Fort Wayne, Chicago, Terre Haute, and Evansville, that's all you're going to.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna be going to Elwood,
Yeah.
so.
I like that. Can you work with Mr. Savage and Mr. Graham, and then can we rely upon you, Bill, to give us an update on the
I
project?
can't work with
Pardon?
it. I can't work with
Well, that's okay, they said they can't work with you.
it. Yes, I can, yes,
I can work with Mr. Graham. He taught me about it.
See,
You can line up and do 3-point
Well,
stance if you want.
I understand your resistance to work with Bill Savage. You're okay working with Mr. Jeff Graham, our attorney. Okay.
I don't have a problem with
Try to bring Bill along when you get a chance.
I'll be kicking and screaming,
That's all right.
Do we have any requirements for lease, agreement in terms of?
Same as sell, it's the same as selling. You have the same requirements. There'll have to be an offering sheet.
So we really probably shouldn't do that until we know whether all the things are worked out with IDM.
Yeah, I think what the commission can do today is authorize Bill and myself to work with Rope and Corp, is it LLC? LLC, for a possible leasehold on the property, pending all environmental issues being resolved. Because keep in mind that with anything that goes wrong out there, we're still the owner. So we would be on the hook. So there'll be insurance requirements of them and all kinds of fun stuff that we'll need to put in the lease.
Okay.
Which is all the same requirements that the state's already requiring us to have, so I don't have a problem meeting your guys' needs.
Okay, that's great.
I'll make a motion to do what Jeff just said. Not gonna repeat all that.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Whatever George said, I'll make that motion.
You need to limit that, that's not a permanent thing.
What did you say?
Make a motion for them to work together to,
Get things done.
Authorize the continued due diligence.
continue, yeah.
To work toward a
Continue
possible
to use
lease. of the
possible
property.
lease. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Danielle. There's a motion. Is there a second to Danielle's motion? Second by Mr. Roby. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Gentlemen, thank you, and
Well, hopefully see you at the next meeting.
See you.
It does
be
take
great
care of.
with some good news.
All right.
Thank you so
Grant,
much.
will you just get up with me? You guys just sit up
We'll be
there.
in touch. Yep. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, guys.
See ya. Thanks again.
No problem.
According to my agenda, we're down to letter B, resolutions ERC 0301, 0302, 0303. Mr. Graham.
Yes, and these are properties that are currently owned by the Civil City, that, the Civil City would like to transfer to, the ERC for, as you guys know, the redevelopment commission has a lot more flexibility in the, dealing with properties, offering them, marketing them, eventually transferring them to, other entities than the Civil City does. And accepting these properties in the ERC would be contingent upon the Board of Works authorizing that to the public meeting.
What are these?
Yeah, I think
Bare
it's,
land or?
where is that?
They're barely in over on 16th Street, right behind, on the east side, it's a concrete pad right behind the old city building to the south.
I mean, do you remember where the firemen used to park facing the old city building? So that's one lot, and then the lot directly behind that, apartment building, across from Hallie's.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lot that's almost up to their back door, and then the lot.
They don't own that?
And then the lot that the firefighters used to park in facing the alley there, and then the lot beside where the donkey building was. So,
What was?
The donkey building.
The donkey building.
we call it the donkey building.
Yeah, where
The one that was just demolished.
Okay, I wasn't sure, after I talked to you, whether it was the one next to the fire station or the one across the street, so it's actually both.
It's both.
It's
Yeah,
both,
yeah,
so there's
three parts.
two, yeah,
Two on one and
two on one side and one on the other. But we have had some interest in, some people looking at the old city building, and one of the big, issues is no parking. If they're gonna do something like, some residential units or any park, they just don't have any parking. So this could be beneficial in helping get that building sold, so.
Okay. Makes sense. Any questions?
So just so I understand, we own all those right now, the city does?
Civil City.
Civil City does.
What's the difference?
Civil City is the property tax city, then you got the ERC is TIF fund.
Civil City's Board of Works and Council
Yeah,
So does this require council approval as well?
Board of Works.
only.
Start off though, we authorize it to the ERC, we're accepting it, basically you're accepting transfer. Then the Board of Works would approve.
So Christie, are we being asked to consider this because of the potential reutilization of the city building, the old city building?
Yes, sorry. Potentially.
Yeah, potential, yeah, okay.
So basically, if you don't sell the building, we just own 3 lots.
We paid them out.
What?
We paid them out.
There's no grass.
There's no grass. Okay.
Yeah, they're all paid.
Might be a little
One's a
bit
hole right
weedy,
now.
but
We pick up the liability
So
for
we have to clean, because the cleanup of old donkey building's not complete yet, is it? Or it's not been
It's
like
not
leveled?
filled in, and it's not, they're probably waiting on the weather to break in,
Okay.
I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, they got it back.
Fence is still around it.
Well, who paid for that?
So would
They
we,
did, the
The
owners.
owner,
the owners did, so then would ERC pay to make it
They give it to us.
Oh,
They're just, yeah.
functional, or?
I don't see why the ERC would have to pay for anything.
They're not planning on giving it to ERC as far as I know. The Stewart, the donkey building,
Is that what you're talking about, or you talking about the parking lots?
we,
No, where the donkey building was, that's one of the.
yeah, that's
No,
what
that's
she
still
was
owned by them.
That's privately
It's a little
owned.
Democrat headquarters.
Yeah, it used to be a
oh,
building.
okay,
Yeah.
now I know.
And I had a big donkey on the
They
side.
were gonna use that. I know where it is.
So it's
Used
just
to be a barn before that.
a lot right now.
Stewart's attorney's own it.
Yeah.
So it's the lot in the back of the donkey building.
Correct.
Gotta
It's
have
along on the
history
north
of
side of the
Bellwood.
building
You would
and
have
then
parked
across the
facing
road.
the donkey.
Got you, okay,
In that area right there.
okay.
Yeah. So they're just handing over those lots to us so we can do something with in the future if we want.
It's just easier for ERC to.
Now, to clarify, that was the lot that got tied up with Dan Preshaw because he thought it was part of the library park.
Don't confuse me anymore.
Oh,
Bill, stop.
I need a history of Elwood to know where the donkey building is.
So this is a question for Bill and Kristen. Is there any downside to accepting these resolutions? Is there any downside? All upside?
I don't see.
Are you talking to me?
Bill and Kristen.
I was gonna say, I talked to Mr. Graham.
This is a form over substance, there's really not any substance. The city of Elwood is all an umbrella. This body's the Department of Redevelopment that has a lot of advantages in dealing with real estate. That's it. We can bounce this back and forth every day.
But in the event someone comes in and wants to buy that building, the old city building, wants to be guaranteed the parking, then the ERC would have control of those lots, and we're in a better position.
The city can never get around the public purchasing requirement of selling for the average of 2 appraisals. There's no mechanism to do that. This body can. So you get to, the idea of the redevelopment commission is to take actions where the market would not solve the problem. And so you can put your thumb on the scale legally. And that's the advantage of holding real estate and redevelopment.
So those two are currently parking lots right now, right? People use them. Okay.
Yeah, they do. The tenants in that one building use the one on
Yeah.
the east side. So a few people own, yeah,
That's
it's
not
their
too
use.
nice, I wouldn't.
So I take it, Mr. Graham and Mr. Bill Savage, that you are comfortable if we do this?
Yes,
Okay.
I don't see the downside.
Is there a motion to accept this offering of land?
I make a motion to accept the offering of those 3 parcels.
Okay.
And it's contingent upon the board of works actually.
Okay.
Second.
Second for, motion by Greg, second by Dave. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, our next meeting, as I look at the calendar, will be April 15th. I'm sorry, yeah, April 15th, third Wednesday of April.
That's not the 14th.
It's not the 14th, it's April 15th. So, I need a motion to adjourn at whatever time it is,
Second.
at 6:44. Thank you for your time this evening.
Trivia question, who painted the donkey on the donkey building?
Secretary Greg,
Megan
need your
Church.
signature?
Who did?
Megan Church?
Oh, this, I didn't know that.
I'm getting all this info on the gateway, and I'll shoot you a message when it's done.
Again, welcome to the commission. Glad to have you.
I am sorry,
Oh, yeah.
Where was the
the
elephant?
entire state,
I'll CC you.
the network has been down.
Yeah.
So my-
I said, where was
I've
the
been very
elephant
busy.
building?
Don't worry about
Not the
that.
donkey building.
Bob,
You
mine,
guys weren't cool enough to have an elephant.
was ready for
I remember the donkey building.
Jeff got the same thing. I got,
Yeah, you getting them? Greg, hold on, Mr. Secretary.
stick around, Secretary.
Sign your life, right? Something about that goes to your retirement.
So, at the bottom of this,
Good job, first meeting. Good job.
at the bottom of this offer of purchase,
Right there,
but they have my initial wrong. Check it out.
The entire Ascension network has been down all day, so I. There was something down there, yeah, my phone was all
I
down.
couldn't talk to the northern part of the county.
We're doing Ascension statewide, we're doing like network upgrades, so obviously they're like unplugging and plugging, and
That's a problem for us.
it's a big problem, but it's gonna be better in the end.
Just be happy you don't have a 99-year-old father.
Yeah, just let it run in the hospital.
Well, I can understand.
Because we go out there about 3 times a week to fix his phone, so we don't, make it, we've got the network problem.
Yep. Don't need another problem.
I think just.
Old Greg jumped right on that.